Hey guys, Paul here, back again to talk to you about another product review, or I guess in this case, two product reviews. We're going to be looking at the newly released spray stick from Citadel and the assembly stand also from Citadel. As far as I'm aware, these are completely new products, and they look incredible. If they function correctly, these are probably the best things Citadel has ever done. A little bit of an exaggeration, but they help immensely. Their miniature holders aren't really cutting it anymore. The miniatures are typically getting bigger and bigger. This is truly needed. Enough with the corks. Oh, no, corks are not going away. Again, another exaggeration, but this is, if you want to stick with Citadel truly, this is probably the way to go. And I'm gonna say it. I haven't seen the price yet. I'm actually gonna look at it right now. But as far as I'm concerned, this is a 10 out of 10. Give me one sec. Let me just check the price. Yeah, in terms of pricing, it's still a 10 out of 10. Completely competitive with its competitors, which would be, at least for now, Excel. They're really the only company at the moment that has quite a few options when it comes to the helping hands functionality. I know when it comes to painting, Mr. Hobby has those boards where you can stick alligator clips with the kind of like the long toothpicks and spike them up. That's kind of an ineffective option. Like, I've always thought that those alligator clips kind of damage the parts. They're good in a pinch, but a replacement solution is definitely needed. You're not going to use those Mr. Hobby alligator clips without putting tape on the teeth, for sure. Let's see if these things would probably damage, the plastic, but hopefully not. Doesn't look like it. Anyway, and since we're here talking about Citadel, new Citadel products, we might as well talk about these two new things. At least for our store, they're brand new. The painting handle, the XL size, and a sub-assembly holder. Honestly, about time. Now, these don't do that well in terms of pricing. If you think about it, most people in the hobby, what they do is they take a cork board, stick a toothpick on top of it, and then a sticky tack on top. Overall, those materials to hold a piece at the top of the sticky tack, and then the cork, you can plop it on the table and it's stable, right? That entire assembly that you can make at home costs like 3 cents. This sub-assembly holder in particular is $16. And this is $22, the painting handle XL. This is the more useful of the two, in my opinion, because miniatures, not just from Games Workshop, but from other companies, are getting larger and larger because as they want it to be more true to scale. The days of, those goofy Space Marines from the 80s or 90s are long gone. Unfortunately, I love Firstborn Marines, but those are gone. So yeah, bases are getting larger and larger, and that's just the reality of the situation, right? And now in terms of usefulness, this is definitely the least useful of the two. Also, in terms of pricing, it is the least competitive, not because of any particular company, but because they're competing with homemade things that cost, again, parts-wise, like 5 cents, right? So in terms of actual pricing, when compared to its competitors or contemporaries, this particular assembly stand is actually superior. I haven't even opened it, but I can tell both in terms of functionality. Yeah, it's just gonna be more useful just because it's larger, right? See that? Look at that. Looks like the Dr. Octopus from Spider-Man. All right, so now we're talking about the painting stick, or was it called the painting stick? Yeah, a spray stick, sorry. So the idea still remains the same. You paint on it. But it's going to have this handle, which I don't want to attach, but basically the idea is you attach it like so, like in here there's a hole, and then you can spin it while spray painting. I don't want to attach it in case I don't know, I break it or something. It's the store copy. So anyway, but yeah, you get what I mean. You can spin it like that. Once it's fully attached, it can spin. It's already been demoed in store. Yeah. Now, as you've noticed, it doesn't have clips. You're like, wait, how are the figures going on the spray rack without the clips? That's the only downside. It doesn't use clips. It uses kind of like basically rubber bands, actually. They look quite thick, but still they're rubber bands, thicker bands. And the bands are so they hold the figures together. You can kind of see it in the image right there. So it requires basically a base. And it can hold 5 figures, basically, alternating. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not that good. Remember when I said it's a 10 out of 10? Maybe now it's an 8. Granted, 5 figures being spray painted at the same time is still incredible. That's why you can spin it, right? And there's not much crowding either because, again, you're alternating. That's just the way it is. And obviously, the bigger the figure, the less room there is. For example, an Avatar of Cain, you can really only put 1, 2 Avatar Cain figures size-wise anyway, and then maybe a 3rd Space Marine or a 4th one here. But otherwise, yeah, 2 larger figures, and then maybe a couple of small ones at the very end there, at the tail end. It's pretty good still, actually. Now, I don't know why they went with this design. Personally, it's probably because they want to keep it in the family, so to speak. They want you to use this only on Games Workshop products, or tries to anyway. They can't really say that on the box, so it's like, hey, what's the most popular thing that uses bases in the industry? Games Workshop. That's why it's not clips. They don't want you to use this on Gundam. They want you to keep buying Games Workshop and Warhammer and Lord of the Rings. I don't blame them. I don't know if I'm a better person where I can say this. I wouldn't do this if I was in charge. You know, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Overall, pretty good product. Maybe mired by decision making. You know, in some random boardroom, and then they went with this design, right? Yeah, but it's still a solid product. Again, spray painting 5 Space Marines at a time. No joke. You're going to have an army in a day, basically. Now, this is what I'm most excited for. The assembly stand. I don't know if you can see because it's black on black, but there are holes here in which you can insert the helping hands, so to speak, right? And let's see the helping hands flexibility. Oh yeah, good articulation. Swivel here. If you get that reference, put it down in the comments below. Oh yeah, swivel here. Oh, this is great. Wait, this is very good. Actually, it looks like a Bionicle. Anyway, that's fun. And look, the connection's actually quite secure. Typically with pegs like these, you'd only see one big one or one small one. Regardless, you'd only see one typically. With 2, the foundations are stronger, less likely to break, and they're quite thick as well individually. Less pressure in each individual peg, and the pressure that's there gets dissipated fast. It's quite thick. And this one we can demo, less likely to break, because as I said, you can just pull them out. And when you put them back in, you realize it doesn't really shake. It's a very solid connection. And the teeth, which was my worry coming into this, my only worry, feels very soft. It doesn't feel that hard. You never really need to use tape on this. Now, I haven't demoed it on an actual Games Workshop product yet, but for your information, you know, Mr. Hobbies alligator teeth, they're literally steel, I think, or just metal, regardless, some sort of hard metal, and they genuinely dig into your Gundam parts, and it is a terrible feeling. Or Warhammer if you use them for Warhammer. Yeah, those clips are atrocious. That's why you use them, but you use them with tape on the teeth, and it's really the only option you had prior to sticky tack or whatever. So this is a nice addition. Got soft teeth, brother. Soft hands, soft teeth. This is perfect. This is incredible. Looks like Ghidorah, you know? Oh man. And you can transfer him, switch sides. Oh, great. Very nice. Wow. This is so cool. 10 out of 10 product. Oh, and one more thing. Per the box, which is actually, oh, sorry, hit the stand. Per the box, you can actually put all of your Games Workshop, handles, painting handles, in the middle, and it clicks because it has this teeth system here. That's incredible. Again, I already said 10 out of 10 for this one, 11 out of 10. And I'll show you what I mean, because I'll briefly show you its competitors. And again, I've already told you, pricing wise, how much is this? This is an assembly stand is $32. Its competitor is $31 without the magnifier, and $40 something with the magnifier. Magnifier is a nice addition, but you're so limited in range, and especially if you only care about painting. Oh man, it's not even close actually. This kind of blows the competition out of the water, and I'll show you what I mean. Also, sorry, I misspoke. The one with the magnifier is actually cheaper. This one in particular is $31 with the magnifier. So pretty good deal still, but as you can see, you're limited in articulation when it comes to your helping hand. You can move them down, move them back, move them up, turn them around a little bit, but that's it. It's kind of like a robot. This insane degree of motion allows you to get into the tight places that you wouldn't otherwise get. You know, you'd have to like duck into, like, let's say the skirt of a figure, right, to paint underneath where the armor is hardest to paint, right? This is a little better, and this one is actually $40. Yeah, so it's a little better. You can see the entire thing is bendable, and that's quite good. So, but you're paying $10 extra for wider range of motion and the magnifier, which is actually quite a nice deal. But that's its only feature. It doesn't have that built-in feature for painting handles. And I'm sure there are painting handles out there that can kind of fit in here as well, though the only thing that comes to mind with like the bulbous bottom would be Games Workshops. So I'm sure you can make it work though. Just put sticky tack in here, and any painting base, whatever, def or plinth, right, can fit in there just fine. But yeah, quite good still. This is actually pretty good value for Games Workshop. Great job. 10 out of 10, Games Workshop. So overall, what do I rate this kind of launch, at least for our store? I don't know if other stores have already had this, but honestly, incredible. I don't know what that translates to in a 1 to 10 scale, but this personally is a 10 out of 10. This is probably around an 8, 6, 7, or 8 as well, actually. Do the averages. You guys do the averages. I won't do it. Can't be bothered. Incredible launch still, minus really this. We can do without that, really, because you're paying like 2,000% over what you can assemble at home, right? Technically, you're doing it with this too, but your cork assembly can only do so much, right? And this can handle 5 at once. Kind of worth it for the time you save. So that's why I'm forgiving it. But anyways, that's it for today, guys. And again, studio is coming soon. That's why there's a little echoey here. The soundproofing isn't set up yet, but we're gonna get there. Until next time, guys, like and subscribe. Follow us on other socials. We'll see you then. Thank you.